Take a cruise ship, sail it out of New Orleans, mix in a little bit of Mardi Gras, and you have a recipe for one heck of a fun cruise. Up next, our look at the Norwegian Getaway and how sailing out of the Big Easy has such a big impact. Stay tuned.
Oh my God, this is the best. We have the best group of people on this cruise. This is amazing. Woo!
We're off to the cruise port from our hotel, the New Orleans Marriott. It is about a 15-minute walk to the terminal. I am struggling with my luggage. If you have a lot of luggage, it's just best to take an Uber, but we're gonna rough it out here. New Orleans is probably one of the funnest cities to cruise out from, and while it's recommended that you fly in the night before a cruise, many people choose to come for a few days early to explore the Big Easy. Most hotels in the downtown New Orleans area are close to the cruise terminal. If you want to come in a few days early, any hotel on Canal Street will be central to everything you want to do. If you're coming in the day before, then a hotel in the Warehouse District will be steps away from the cruise terminal. You can take the Julia Street and walk over to the elevators that lead up to the terminal. If your flight arrives late at night before the cruise, then staying at a hotel near the airport might be a better bet, as you won't pay as much, and you can also avoid the downtown French Quarter late night traffic from people going to Bourbon Street. If you're looking for hotels in the city, check out the New Orleans playlist in my channel, as we have multiple reviews from this city. Most people will be coming into the cruise terminal via the Riverwalk. That's what we did, and had a little bit of a hard time until we were able to locate some signs. Get to the luggage. It's right when you get down from the elevators.
We're going on a cruise, so let's go.
It's not the easiest cruise terminal to find, is it? It takes some effort.
You have to go like around a corner near the Norwegian raft, and it's up on the wall, so I probably would have been walking around in circles.
Oh my God, look at this line. Look at this crazy ass line. Woo, oh my gosh. Line's way backed up out here. With boarding pass and passport in hand, we made ourselves around a few curves in the line before we got to check in. It's been about 15 minutes so far. And then run into one of the first of many opportunities you will have to hand over money over during your cruise. What did you get?
I got this. It has little jewels in it, and it matches my key card.
The boarding process in New Orleans was a little bit chaotic due to the lack of signage and enforcement of boarding times, which you have to select as part of the check-in process online. Those high-class problems quickly disappear as we get closer to board the ship. It doesn't matter how often you cruise, the excitement of boarding always delivers.
Guys, please go to assembly station, okay?
After checking in at our muster station, we decided to skip the chaos of the Lido Deck buffet on embarkation day and had our first meal at Ocean's.
It's nice for an alternative to the Lido Deck.
The meals here are included at no extra cost, and for a 24-hour spot, the menu is impressively varied. While the food was good, it was later at night after one of the dance parties that we really appreciated having more options than just pizza like other cruise lines for a late night bite. After our lunch, we went to check out the place I would spend the most time at, the Mandara Spa. Our tour of the spa began by buttering us up by telling us we were VIPs.
So now you are a VIP.
Oh, I love that. Which I believe translates to discounts from everything that the spa offers. These cruise line spas are ran by third parties and not the cruise line, and there's a heavy pressure to upsell products and services. If you don't sell, you are gone, regardless of how good you are at the service you provide. For that reason, I never ever get a service at a spa anymore, because the hard sell of products after a massage, for example, just ruins the experience for me.
This one. Showers. We're not allowed to change. And then you can go outside there, going to the thermal. That's the door.
Okay. Oh, great. Men's changing room is really nice. There's some showers, bathrooms, lots of towels. This is really nice. And she said I can get to the thermal suite from over here. Take a look at New Orleans on a cloudy day. And we're going to go into the thermal suite. Oh, it's nice in here. On a 7-day cruise, the cost of an all-access thermal spa was $300. Even though it never showed up as available when searching for it via the Norwegian app, we were able to book it on the Norwegian website. My mom got a day pass during our cruise for $79 on a sea day. I think Norwegian has the best thermal spas out of any mainstream cruise line, and the wet area to me is what makes it stand out. This large Vitality pool has heated water, which makes this very nice. Throughout the pool, there's different massage jets that hit different parts of your body, including a stream that pushes up your feet that just felt amazing. There's a sauna in here. It's not too hot. It's actually not hot at all. So this is not the hottest sauna. This is the sauna to start. What's in there? And this is the hot sauna. Ooh, yes. Okay. Oh my God, yeah, perfect. The salt room.
Yeah, salt room.
Ooh, look at this.
You can use for the...
Ooh, it feels good in here. Ooh, it's steamy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're not going in there, but it's nice. I did great.
So there's not like a online or something like a snow room or a cold room like that. That doesn't exist. Oh, okay.
For about the same price as the all-access thermal spa, you can purchase an all-access pass that includes access to the Vibe Beach Club, an adults-only outdoor area offering guaranteed lounge chairs during the day. If you prefer a more private spot to relax in the sun, especially during the summer when the main pool area can get crowded, then this pass could be a smart choice. During our December cruise that departed from New Orleans, most of our 7-day journey was spent in rainy weather. Having access to the thermal spa and the heated loungers throughout the trip was a real treat. I have a group cruise planned to Alaska on the Norwegian Encore in May of 2026. I can't wait to experience Alaska from the comfort of the spa's heated marble loungers while wearing a robe. If you'd like to join us on the Alaskan cruise, check the description below for more details. April couldn't resist temptation during our spa tour and booked a few services for herself, which she spoke highly about throughout the cruise.
I did a seaweed spa massage. I'm gonna do my waist because I always kind of gain weight there.
Afterwards, we waited at the pool deck for my parents to come on board. The morning of the cruise, they left their cruise in Galveston and flew to New Orleans on the same day to join us, which I don't recommend doing. How was the cruise?
Which one?
Harmony. Harmony.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
You got off one ship.
Alright, so far getting luggage has been a nightmare. Our luggage was delivered right before dinner. Our room, though, was ready much sooner. We originally booked an inside cabin for this cruise, but ended up with a club balcony room. A benefit of booking a cruise through a travel advisor like myself is that we have access to see how many cabins remain unsold. More cabins available closer to the sale date, the higher the chance of getting an upgrade. For our cruise, there were plenty of open balconies available, so the chances of getting a minimum bid accepted were great. I was able to upgrade my parents for a $100 bid. You can place bids for an upgraded cabins on the Norwegian app. In some cases, the prices drop so much that it's better just to ask what the cost is to move cabin categories. For our sailing, the price of an inside cabin with drinks included went down as low as $800 total. That's less than the cost of a drink package on a Royal Caribbean sailing. The club balcony has a much larger bathroom than a regular balcony room on Norwegian. The shower is larger than the one we had at our hotel in New Orleans. The sink has plenty of room for 2 people. On a 7-day cruise, this large bathroom was a very nice benefit. Of special note, this cabin had the coldest air conditioner that I can ever recall on a cruise ship. The addition of my portable USB fan made sleeping conditions excellent at night. There's no plug for a CPAP machine by the bed, but you can ask your cabin attendant to bring you an extension cord as well as separate the beds for you.
As usual, the safe is very nice. You can store all your belongings in it and put in a special code.
This packet left inside our cabin included the invitation to the military reception. No other cruise line comes close to Norwegian when it comes to benefits for veterans. On top of the 10% automatic discount on all cruises, the packet contained a few nice surprises. Military coin, and then have a patch, Norwegian Getaway.
Holy shit.
You get a military member. There There are 3 main dining rooms included with your cruise fare and all serve the same menu. Norwegian features freestyle dining, which means you can show up anytime, but I do recommend making reservations ahead of time if you like to eat during peak times. If you want a more intimate setting, then Taste and Savor will be where you want to eat. For most of our nights, we went with the Manhattan room, which is more of a traditional main dining room experience. The highlight here is the nightly live entertainment, which was a really nice addition. I'm not sure why most cruise lines don't copy this.
Oh my god.
I was waiting for 4 months for that.
The menu on the left never changes. The menu on the right side is your daily specials. You can order cuts of meat from Cagney Steakhouse for a cost. The bread served each night was fresh. April and I both tried the French onion soup and didn't care for it. The cheese ravioli was served very cold, but was delicious otherwise.
So the service so far, the first night, has been a little bit off.
Well, we've been waiting here like an hour. We've only really eaten our appetizer so far, so I would like to eat some.
The chicken piccata I ordered was delicious. Most dishes were served to the wrong person, or in my mom's case, was missing something like fries, which the server made up with a full plate of freshly made fries. My mom didn't seem to mind as she was enjoying herself. This stunning chandelier graces the atrium, the vibrant heart of the Norwegian Getaway. Spanning 3 stories, the atrium is centrally located and serves as the pulse of the ship, flanked by the lively casino.
I told you the leprechaun game was where that.
April had a lucky streak on the first night, but someone must have put a voodoo spell on the leprechaun because the casino wasn't kind to April the rest of the cruise. The atrium is surrounded by a variety of intimate venues, which, according to a representative from Norwegian, is one of the most common complaints guests have about the ship. Space in these areas can feel a bit tight, and this was especially evident when we saw a long line 30 minutes before karaoke started. One of the cozier spots, the Sugar Cane Mojito Bar, became a hub for many of the cruise ship meetups on the schedule. We wandered over for some Latin music, a favorite of my parents. Although the dance floor was small, we were having a blast until my mom injured her knee, which unfortunately affected her for the rest of the trip. With her in pain, we decided to call it a night. Interestingly, it takes about 8 hours for the ship to navigate its way from New Orleans through the Mississippi River into the Gulf of Mexico. Aside from the far from perfect first night dinner, the staff and service we encountered the rest of the cruise was excellent. Getting a table at the buffet for breakfast was never a challenge, as tables were cleaned and flipped quickly by the staff. The buffet had all your standard breakfast items. There's also juice and water stations. Staying hydrated on the ship was a challenge. The drink package no longer includes bottled water, so bringing a refillable water bottle like this Cruise Pro is highly recommended. The staff will allow you to fill them up in the buffet as long as you use a cup to fill up your bottle, as opposed to filling your bottle directly under the water fountains. The coffee served in the buffet is pretty decent and in line with what other cruise lines tend to serve. While the selection at breakfast wasn't exciting, it was enough for me. This is what my plate looked like every morning. Wi-Fi is included with the More at Sea promotion. This promotion is a big part of the Norwegian Cruise Line experience. I put a link to this flyer in the video description below that details everything about the More at Sea promotion. For a 7-day sailing, each passenger would receive 150 minutes. Here's a tip: if you don't touch your minutes the first night, you will get an upgraded offer the next morning via the app to upgrade your Wi-Fi for the rest of your sailing for a discount. I didn't log out properly and drained my included Wi-Fi minutes on the first night. I did upgrade the Wi-Fi the next day for $179 for the rest of the cruise. Had I not touched my minutes, the cost would have been $79 the next morning. I wasn't happy with the basic Wi-Fi, so I upgraded 2 days later to their fastest internet, which included streaming. I was charged an additional $159. It was an expensive mistake. On a somewhat positive note, I had internet on 2 devices to my surprise, but even with the fastest Wi-Fi, my service was horrible throughout the sailing. Norwegian has started rolling out a new cruise app. If your app looks like this, then you have the old app. The new app looks like this and will soon have the option for you to pay $10 for the sailing to communicate with other passengers on board. If you've been able to communicate via iMessage for free in the past, Norwegian has closed that loophole. Until the new app has the messaging feature, your only way to communicate with families on board is to get unlimited Wi-Fi and use your preferred messaging app. You don't need to purchase Wi-Fi, though, to view the daily events on the Norwegian app. You have to push this button really, really hard on the 16th floor.
Oh, right here.
Oh, that looks depressing. Oh, there's medical stuff here you can buy. Trojans.
Trojan. Oh,
Trojan.
just what I needed. You guys better get your condom stash.
Oh, yeah.
Go inside. With 2 sea days ahead of us, my mom went to the medical center to get something to help her get around. She bypassed the $250 scooter for a $37 cane. We had 2 back-to-back sea days to start our cruise because Norwegian canceled our port stop at Costa Maya. The cancellation of ports is very common throughout the cruise industry. What's not common is how often Norwegian has been announcing major port cancellations and changes to itineraries right after final payment is due. Ports are often canceled due to weather or for issues like structural damage at the pier in San Juan, Puerto Rico, which is preventing large ships from docking there currently. The reason Norwegian gave for the port cancellation was troubling here. They're not canceling due to weather, they canceled to save money. According to the email we received shortly after final payment, Norwegian stated, as we continue to optimize itineraries for fuel efficiency, we have adjusted the itinerary as shown below. What's even worse, cruise lines tend to reimburse passengers port fees for ports that they have to skip. In this instance, multiple people attempted to get a refund of their port fees from Norwegian, and each instance was declined. With 2 full sea days ahead of us before our first stop, nothing set the tone for the rest of the cruise like a Mardi Gras bar crawl that was set up by a member of the Facebook group. The first bar was overwhelmed by the number of people that showed up. Everyone was asked to bring $1 to tip at each bar. As we made our way across the ship through 6 bars, the crowd got rowdier. Having been raised in New Orleans, this was a pure blast of nostalgia for me. If you sail out of New Orleans, please suggest someone organize a Mardi Gras bar crawl. This was one of the funnest things I've ever done on board a cruise ship. Even for someone sober from alcohol like myself, this was a lot of fun. My bar crawl was powered by strong coffee from Starbucks. You can purchase an unlimited Starbucks package, which is money well spent for me. The staff at the Starbucks were some of my favorite we met on cruise. This Starbucks does accept Starbucks gift cards. Starbucks is not included in the More at Sea drink package. The unlimited open bar that comes with the package covers drinks up to $15. So I'm using my drink package on mango smoothies, and they're actually really good here.
Cheers.
Sugar Rush. For someone that doesn't drink alcohol, it always feels like a punishment to have to purchase an expensive drink package when traveling in a cabin with someone that drinks. The lower cost of the More at Seas makes it much easier to stomach, especially with the inclusion of 3 specialty dining restaurants on a 7-day cruise when booked in a balcony cabin. Most people on a Norwegian sailing will have the drink package, and you would think this would make these sailings a boost cruise, but I found the opposite of this to be true. Like my friend April said, she found herself drinking a lot less than on other cruise lines since she didn't feel the need to get her money's worth. I found this to be true with most of the people that I observed on the cruise. I'm not someone to usually spend money on specialty dining, but since we had 2 meals included with our cruise, we picked Moderno for our first meal. Dining reservations are required and the popular times fill up quickly. When you will be able to make dinner reservations depends on the cabin category you book, as well as the length of the sailing. Moderno is the Brazilian steakhouse on board. Your meal begins with a trip to the salad bar and features an endless amount of servers that will come to your table with different cuts of meat. You flip your card to green when you want to be served and red when you are done. Okay, the pineapple is amazing. it did feel like we were rushed out after just a few servings of meat. How's the food? How's the food?
Oh my god, delicious.
How do you like the food?
Very good.
Very good.
The chicken is the best thing I've ever had. It's like you can taste the lemon pepper all through it.
For our second specialty dining, we chose La Cucina, the Italian restaurant on board. The calamari was perfect and not too chewy. The pork scallopini marsala that I ordered was just full of flavor. But there was one dish that really stood out. That deserves its own mention. The blue cheese ravioli.
It's so good. Oh, amazing.
This great meal was finished with some tiramisu. I did find it interesting that when I went to add a tip to the receipt, the waiter stopped me and said not to tip there because he doesn't get any of that money, so we left him some cash. Here's some final thoughts about the food at night for dinner. Everything we ate was consistently good. How was your pasta? With a few misses. I do prefer dining in the Manhattan Room at night versus Taste and Savour, as the smaller dining venues didn't seem as lively and the music in the Manhattan Room is a huge plus. The one thing I found lacking was good desserts, but this is true for most cruise lines. The desserts available at the buffet didn't quite meet expectations and didn't seem worth the calories for me. However, we were delighted to discover the gelato for purchase at the bake shop, which is tucked away on the ship. Oh yes, this is what I wanted to see. The bake shop offers a nice variety of cupcakes and macaroons, so I decided to try the chocolate cupcake. Unfortunately, it was quite dry and topped with a hardened lump of frosting.
It's not good.
No. Considering it's something you have to pay for, it really didn't feel worth the price and seemed more suited for the buffet. Yeah, Nutella makes things better. Our favorite sweet treat, however, is hidden in a quiet corner of the buffet. There's this random crepe station on this side of the buffet. There's like absolutely nothing going on over here.
I want a cherry crepe so bad, but I can't fit it in.
And it's the perfect late night indulgence. Thank you. Norwegian has made some big cuts around entertainment, reducing the number of Broadway-style shows and focusing more on small and in-house productions like The Rock Show at Sid Norman's. Norwegian is currently fulfilling the remaining contracts for Broadway shows still in rotation, while also minimizing the expenses by avoiding the substantial licensing fees associated with these productions. At present, The Getaway is featuring the Broadway show $1 Million Quartet. This was not our cup of tea, so we didn't stick around for the show.
Sit in a place where you can easily get out if you need to. What if the show is bad? Then you can just exit stage right, nobody notices. Join me for more Spanish.
Die kenne ich nicht.
In addition to the main theater, there's two interesting venues on board where activities and entertainment are held. The first one is the Lucinarium. In the early days, this theater would host dinner shows for around $20 per person. The venue might be one of the most interesting on the ship, but it's also one of the most misused spaces on the ship, as Norwegian crams a lot of the activities that are better suited for here into the atrium instead. On our sailing, there were some comedians that performed in here, but for the most part, it sat empty during most of the activities held here, like this poorly attended bingo, which had the same vibe as a funeral home.
You snooze, you lose.
The staff selling bingo tickets told someone to save their money for the final bingo on board in the main theater. I recommend you do the same. Spice H2O is located in the aft of the ship. During the day, it's the adults-only area where you want to go if you want to relax in the sun with peace, except when a Mardi Gras bar crawl invades the space. This part of the ship has 2 hot tubs with plenty of loungers, and this wraparound cocktail pool if you want to get wet while you relax. The best part is this is included in your cruise fare, unlike the Vibe Beach Club. At night, the space is reserved for all the major dance parties.
Oh, to the Bliss Lounge, deck 7.
Except when weather moves them inside into the Bliss Lounge. The Bliss Lounge is this cool nightclub space, and it was the location of the Latin dance party that was moved inside due to the weather that night. This is not a late night party cruise ship, so the parties at night are not well attended. We are beyond exhausted, and we're sitting here in bed debating whether we should check out this glow party, formerly the white party, on Norwegian. So we made the decision to go rough it out and see what it's like. How do you think this party's going to be?
I'm too tired to speculate.
This is their biggest dance party, and it wasn't really promoted all that much. Aside from a joke from one of the entertainment staff about everyone being in bed by the time it started, I didn't see much buzz around it. Don't stress if you're not dressed for it. There are people around who will gladly slap some glowing paint on your face. At first, the early Christmas dance tunes weren't giving me much hope for a great night. Once the staff started handing out the glow toys, the vibe totally changed.
First, drinks. Selection malt, design. Selection malt, lights. Selection malt, party processing. Who is ready to party?
That was a lot of fun. Did you like that?
Honestly, I wanted to go to sleep and I'm glad I did it. That was fun. They did a good job.
Although Norwegian is reducing its entertainment offerings, we still had a wonderful time and rarely found ourselves with nothing to do on board. You will have to fork out money for many activities on board, like Deal or No Deal. Or if you want to keep your kids entertained, you can get an unlimited arcade pass for around $175 for a 7-day sailing. We did miss out on several events during the first few days because we felt a bit disoriented.
I don't know what's going on.
The introduction of a new app, which few people were familiar with, did make things easier, as finding the list of events on it was not very intuitive. Bad weather on sea days kept us indoors for the most part. It wasn't until we reached one of the ports that we finally had a chance to explore the top deck of the ship.
So I guess when there's a second Norwegian ship, they have to tender.
Is that Norwegian? Yeah. The rope course on the Getaway is one of the largest at sea. That looks pretty cool.
It does look cool.
And best of all, it's included in the cost of your cruise. You do have to wear closed shoes to run the course. Normally, staying on board during a port day is a great way to relax and have the ship's amenities all to yourself. But if you want to do that on the Getaway, that's not an option on a port day, as the course and the water slides were both
Say that
closed.
the water slide's not open on a port day.
Are they not open? There's water running down.
That's just a pool. There's nobody up there to manage.
On the top deck is the American Diner restaurant. This used to be an additional fee restaurant up until 2024, but it is now part of the included dining options. From my understanding, this restaurant has always struggled to attract a crowd. I had a salad and meatloaf plate for lunch. I'm glad it's included now because I would not have been happy if I had to pay extra for this meal. On a positive note, the restaurant has great views being on the top deck. We ate while docked at Roatan, one of the 3 ports, including Belize and Cozumel, that we visited. I'll do a video of them in the future.
Even my kid.
But here's some final notes. The overall experience on the Norwegian Getaway was a great one. Leaving from New Orleans had a big impact on the cruise and the mindset of the passengers. The Mardi Gras bar crawl on the first sea day set the mood for the whole cruise. It's easy to ignore the shortcomings in entertainment on the cruise ship at night when you have that drink package included for most passengers. For breakfast, skip the buffet and eat at one of the dining rooms. The food there is so much better. Norwegian is best known for having some of the best cruising itineraries, but if you're going to be stuck on board a Norwegian ship, then being stuck on the Norwegian Getaway is not a bad option. There's a reason it's one of the highest rated Norwegian ships. If you like travel-related content like this, I'll be back soon with more videos. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye-bye! And as always, thanks for watching. Oh, that's sad. Bye-bye! Look at everybody.